Be a leader, be strong and be brave. Not a cheater, have faith and behave. Trust in your dreams, be smart and true. It is up to you. Follow your heart. Have courage, be tough and be smart. When times get hard, when times are good, follow your heart.
Is it really 10 o'clock? What time is it? Perfect. Okay, hang on one second. I need to get out of here. I can't get out of here. There we go. There we go. My clock says 10 o'clock. Sit, sit, sit with it. Sit, sit, sit with it. If I got a problem, I sit with it. I'm not sure where I'm going, sit with it. Trust and know the answers will flow if I sit with it. Don't have to run around in circles, get myself so stressed. Things even work out better when I focus on how I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. If I want to make a decision, I sit with it. Make that decision the right way, sit with it. Trust and know the answers will flow if I sit with it. I don't have to force the issue, relax and quiet my mind. Things are gonna come together in God's sweet time. I don't have to struggle, sit with it. Things will be revealed, sit with it. Trust and know the answers will flow if I sit with it. Good morning, Columbine. I'm worried about what time it is. Thank you. My braille sense must be a little bit fast. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Ooh, Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. And we all know this is how we want it to be today. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place.
Good morning.
Ah, there she is. Hello.
Thank you, Karen. You could tell the presence was not there.
I was
Thank
a little
you.
concerned about the time.
You
Good
know,
morning,
when
everyone.
somebody needs a really deep hug, you stop and do it.
You bet you do.
Stop
Good
and do
for you,
it.
Ann. Good
So-
for you.
So thank you. And Karen, thank you for sensing that and filling the space for us and just being here.
Anytime.
So good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Unity Columbine Spiritual Center, where centered in God, we celebrate a world of harmony, peace, and abundance for all. Let's all stand and join in our first joy song.
You know, I come here just to hear you sing. I really do. I love when you sing. This is mine. I'm going to roll it for you one time, and then we're going to sing it together because it's so easy. Okay? Here's how it starts. I am, you are, we are loved. Do that with me. I am, you are, we are loved. One more time. I am, you are, we are loved. Once more. I am, you are, we are loved. Here's something a little different. We are love, we are love, love and only love. We are love, that's right. We are love, love and only love. Here we go back. I am, you are, we are love. Good, sing bigger. I am, there you go, you are, we are love. Now we're going to do the we are love again. Here we go. We are love, we are love, oh, love and only love. Love, we are love, love and only love. Last time through, I am, you are, we are love. I am, you are, we are love. This is the last time. I am, you are, we are love. Thank you so much. Woo! Like that? Oh, good. Whoops, your mic.
It's time to honor our children, so please come on up. And Jeannie is back with us. She will tell us a little bit about what they're going to focus on today, and then we will bless them, and then we will stand for our second joy song. Welcome back, Jeannie.
Thank you. Hi, Columbine. It's so great to be back.
Yay!
Quite a welcome. Well, just one thing on my Lahaina home. Everything's good there. Just continued blessings for the people in Maui and Lahaina. And just like with the Marshall, just continued blessings for all that have encountered fire. So that, on that note, that's all I need to say. And I'm so grateful to be back. And on March 17th, we are having another family gathering for all of the parents out there. And we're going to meet right after church from 11:30 to 12:30. And we have one of our own, Amanda Rodriguez, who is leading us with kind of a session on nonviolent communication, or what we're calling compassionate communication. So hopefully all of you can come, because it's just really something we love to do and practice at this church. So it'll be fun for us to look at that with our children. So I think you can bless us out.
We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We see the Christ you are.
I know you know this one. Here we go. You are the face of God, beautiful. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Let's sing it again. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart, my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. One more time. You are the face of God. Ooh, I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Beautiful.
Now we shift our energy to prepare for prayer and meditation, and just be aware of where you are in the space, and maybe try to let that mind settle a little bit. And Karen will play for us a bit, and then a newly minted prayer chaplain, Steve Hayes, will lead us in prayer and meditation.
Here we are together now in this perfect place, showing up with an open mind, and all this space, anything can happen here. We all play a part. Welcome home to the center of the heart. Take a breath. Here we go. What's the plan? We don't have to know. Take a breath, feel your heart. Welcome home. Welcome to the center of God's heart.
Let's just stay with that energy of together, here we are. As we enter into prayer and meditation, let us all just let go of any thoughts, let go of any concerns, let go of any to-dos, and just be in this moment. And with every breath, imagine settling into your heart, settling into your spiritual center. With every breath, relax like leaves falling down to the earth. Father, Mother, God, Spirit, today we are grateful for the unconditional love of the universe that is always surrounding us and holding us, and the awareness that there's nothing we need to do to deserve, that we are always bathed in that unconditional love. Today in this sacred space, let us honor the divine feminine in this world. that image of the harmony on this earth, that balance of divine feminine and divine masculine. So let us be grateful and affirm all the nurturing in this world. The way that love shows up in that way. How do we nurture this person? How do we nurture this situation? Let us greet our lives with a sense of collaboration. So much of the world is competition, but let us hold the energy and the intention in this world of greater collaboration. Thank you, Spirit, also for intuition. We get so busy with our thoughts, but in this moment, and in every moment, we can listen and honor our intuition, that receiving of that higher awareness, intelligence, and bring it into our lives. Thank you, Spirit, also for creativity in the world. The creativity that we see in this beautiful world in Colorado, of the fresh bulbs coming out and all the diversity that we see in the world. Thank you, Spirit, for creativity. And thank you, Spirit, for the interconnectedness. Help us. We ask that we come from that place in this community, in the world, that we are never alone, that we are always connected, supported, and have the opportunity to work together, heal each other, and celebrate together. Let us also remember and affirm that in this world we are not here just to do, but to be. That divine feminine that reminds us that we can show up and just be and have such a powerful influence in our lives in the world. Lastly, let us just take this moment and send light and love to all the leaders, the women leaders of this world, who have the courage and the strength to show up and support that balance of the divine feminine and the masculine. We just bless them and honor them. And we also set the intention of following their example and bringing that divine feminine in our lives. And now let's practice listening. So let go of any ideas, let go of any concepts, trust, and listen to your intuition in the silence.
Some people say such harsh things, so unkind, so cruel. I still remember the pain of being bullied at school. You might wonder how a lonely little girl made it through. I had 2 teachers who cared, and my mom and my dad, they were always there. I learned to believe in love. Love saved the day. Love was my answer, not a cliche. I let love lift me up. I learned to let it help me find my way. I believe in love. I believe in love. Sometimes love's unrequited, and you end up feeling just like a fool. But when the heartache heals, someone new's out there waiting for you. Love teaches us endurance, resilience too. Love is an answer. Love is our truth. Isn't that right? I believe in love. Love will save the day. Love is the hero, not a cliche. Let love lift you up. Let love help you find your way. Believe in love. Believe in love. Sometimes love brings us hope. Sometimes a miracle or two. Believe in love. Love is your truth. Think of somebody who loves you, somebody you love too. They would go to the ends of the earth for you. And that's the truth. Believe in love. Love is gonna save the day. Believe in love. Love is not a cliche. Love is the answer, the hero that's gonna save the day. I believe in love. I believe in love. I believe in love. Love is our truth. I believe in love. Love is our truth. I believe in love. I know you do too. I believe in love. Love is our truth. I believe in love. Love will save the day. That's a brand new song.
It's beautiful.
Brand new, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Karen. Believe in love.
A woman asked her husband to go to the store to get a carton of milk. And she said, and if they have eggs, get a dozen. He came back from the store and put down on the counter 12 cartons of milk. She looked at him kind of incredulously and said, why did you get 12 cartons of milk? He said, they had eggs. It takes all kinds. It takes all kinds. And so today we celebrate women and Women's History Month. We were in our staff meeting on Wednesday, and we always talk about what's coming up for the Sunday, and I usually share what my talk title's going to be. And I said, oh, the talk title's going to be, that's what she said. And the staff kind of looked at me. You know what that means, don't you, Sue? Like, well, I've heard it before, but I don't know where. And they told me. And that's not the talk title. That's what she did instead. Oh, see, it takes all kinds. So March is Women's History Month. It started out as Women's Day in 1908, February 28th, when a group of women who were in the needles trade protested and marched in New York to protest child labor, sweatshop working conditions, and demanded suffrage for women. Beginning in 1910, March 8th became International Women's Day. And then it wasn't until 1978 when in California they started extending that to a whole week. Women's History Week. In 1980, Jimmy Carter declared a National Women's History Week. He said, too often, the women were unsung and sometimes their contributions went unnoticed. But the achievements, leadership, courage, strength, and love of the women who built America was as vital as that of the men whose names we know so well. And ever since 1995, every U.S. president has issued a proclamation declaring March Women's History Month, a month dedicated to honoring women, to acknowledging women and all their contributions. It's her story, not his story, not history, her story. And it's been asked in men's social circles, why isn't there a Men's History Month? And the answer has always been, there's no need. History has mostly been written by men going back to biblical times. Now, not to knock men at all. In Genesis, we read that the creation story says, let us make mankind, humankind, in our image and after our likeness. So God created them. Male and female, he created them. Male and female, he created them. And metaphysically, we're talking about the divine feminine and the divine masculine aspects of each one of us. That each of us have those aspects within us. The male aspects are generally thought of as wisdom, intellect, thoughts, aggression, action. And the female aspects are generally thought of as emotions or feelings, passivity, receptiveness, intuition. And on a spiritual path, when we're on a spiritual path, we need to balance those out. We need to use them both to create a world of peace. Eric Butterworth says that to awaken the divine feminine, we all need to awaken the divine feminine. We have to have the wisdom to believe the heart. Have the wisdom to believe the heart. The heart is that place in us that where intuition lies, where intuition is spoken, where we hear it, where we receive it, where we receive guidance. Have the wisdom to believe it. That guidance is for us to take action on, to take one step at a time. Have the wisdom to believe the heart, and then act on it. There aren't many examples of strong women in the Bible that use wisdom to believe the heart, but two stand out, especially this time of year in the Jewish calendar, the month of Adar, which is when they celebrate Purim, is based on the stories of Queen Vashti and Queen Esther. Now, Vashti was married to the Persian king, and he called her to him, and she refused. She stood in her power and said no, which paved the way for the king to bring in a new queen. And he was captivated by Esther, who was beautiful, but he didn't know she was Jewish. So, learning from her uncle Mordecai, Esther used her wisdom to listen to her heart. She made a choice. She risked her life calling the king to her, which was punishable by death. Nobody summoned the king. The king summoned them. But she had heard about a diabolical plot by Haman, who was one of the king's advisors. And she wanted to save all the Jews from genocide because they were all going to be killed. And so she called the king and Haman to her and had a meal for them, where she revealed that she was Jewish and revealed Haman's plot and saved the Jewish people. She followed her guidance. At the risk of her own life, followed her guidance, which came to her through her heart and had that wisdom. And we do this every time we follow our own guidance. When we have the wisdom to listen to our heart, to believe our heart, we're using the Esther within us to make a choice based on our guidance. Make a choice based on it, and then take action on that, one small step at a time. When we do that, we can realize how much power we really have within us, how much we can accomplish when we realize that power. Women's History Month acknowledges and honors those women that did this, that had the wisdom to believe their heart and then took action on it and made society and humanity better as a result. They had an intuition of something that needed to be changed, something that needed to be improved, something that needed to be evolved. And they took action on that, their own piece of it. They looked in their heart, they believed, they had faith. And so in Season for Nonviolence, the word today of the day is acknowledge, which is a perfect word because that's what we're doing today. We're acknowledging women who believed their heart, who took action, who balanced their divine feminine with their divine masculine and made positive changes to society. Why would we want to celebrate this? And why talk about it in a spiritual center, you might be asking? The National Women's History Alliance says this: the impact of women's history might seem abstract to some and less pressing than the immediate struggles of working women today. But to ignore the vital role that women's dreams and accomplishments play in our own lives would be a great mistake. We draw strength and inspiration from those who come before us. And those remarkable women working among us today, they are part of our story. And a truly balanced, inclusive history recognizes how important women have always been in American society. The male story is only half the story. In our wholeness as human beings, we want to talk about the whole picture, the big picture, include everyone's story and how important everyone's story is to where we are right now. Everyone's story is important. And we're not trying to raise women above men. We're just trying to be equal. Trying to be equal and be balanced. This year, the theme of Women's History Month is to honor women who advocate for diversity, equity, and inclusion. those who balance their divine feminine energy with their divine masculine energy and make the world a better place. So we're going to look at 3 remarkable women. There are many, many remarkable women and many stories I could share, but we're going to look at 3 of those this morning. Acknowledge 3. The first is Ida B. Wells. Ida B. Wells never stopped fighting for gender equality and racial equity. I watched a documentary on her this week, and she was born into slavery in 1962. When she was 2 years old, the Emancipation Proclamation came about, and she was freed, and she and her family, fortunately, her parents were a little educated and were able to not stay and be sharecroppers. They really encouraged her to get educated. And so she went to school, but when she was 16, her parents died, and she had a lot of siblings. And so she quit school to raise her siblings to keep her family together. When she was 18 or 20, she moved to Memphis with her siblings and moved in with her aunt so she could continue her education. And she was a teacher. She had to lie about her age so she could be a teacher. Decades before Rosa Parks, Ida B. Wells refused to give up her seat on a train. She had bought a first-class ticket. She kind of liked being in first class. She liked nice clothes. She liked nice shoes. And she sat in the first-class train until one time when she was in that first-class train, she was asked to leave, and she kept showing them her ticket, and they didn't care that she had purchased a ticket. And the men forcibly removed her and sent her to the back of the train in the smoking car where the blacks had to sit, but not before she bit them. She sued the railroad company and won $500, but the decision was quickly overturned, which got her angst up enough that she decided she wanted to get into journalism, and she started writing articles about racist institutions and really slamming them. She saved enough money that she was able to buy in a share into a newspaper, a black newspaper company, and continued to write. While she was living in Memphis, 3 friends of hers were lynched. And they were lynched not because of what was said, that they had raped white women, but because the white men were threatened with the black men's success. And so she started reporting on lynchings. At the risk of her own life, went to where the killings happened and started giving some real facts about what was going on. She wrote a book called A Red Record. It's the first statistical report on lynchings ever recorded. While she was out of town, her newspaper company was vandalized and burnt to the ground. And so she ended up moving north and living in Chicago, where she met and fell in love and married another journalist who loved being married to a strong woman and supported her in her career, even after they started having kids, and they had 4 kids. He encouraged her to keep writing, keep writing. She helped found the NAACP. She founded the Negro Fellowship League and the Alpha Suffrage Club for women, and went to D.C. in 1913 to march in a suffrage parade, where she was told that the black women were going to be marching in the back because they didn't want this to be a racist parade. And she said, I march with you or not at all. And she marched with them. She died in 1931 at the age of 68, but received the Pulitzer Prize in 2020 for her brave writing. That's what she did, to use her wisdom to believe her heart, and acted on it. This week, I also watched a movie called Iron-Jawed Angels. Anybody see it? It's from 2004. Kevin saw it with me. It was good, right? Hilary Swank was in it. Lots of other people that you would know were in it. It's about the story of Alice Paul, who probably did more for women's equality than any other woman has done in years. It's a woman of her times. She dedicated her life to equality. She was born in 1885 as a Quaker, where gender equality was preached and lived. So it was not a big deal to her that gender equality, it was a big deal to her that this was not what she was seeing in society. She got very well educated. She was first in her class. She moved to England, and there she learned about the suffrage movement there and became very involved in it. And then she came back to the United States and worked tirelessly for women's suffrage. She joined the National American Women's Suffrage Association and quickly became appointed to the Congressional Committee to work towards a federal amendment. On this date, March 3rd, 1913, was the parade that Ida B. Wells was in with her. The parade went a few blocks. There was hundreds of men on the sidelines, not very many police to manage them, and the men were angry and started getting violent with the women and pushing and shoving, and it didn't last much longer than that. But they got it in the newspaper. The media was there, and that's what they wanted. That's what Alice Paul wanted. She wanted publicity. She wanted notoriety. In 1917, she broke away from the National American Women's Suffrage Association because she wanted a federal amendment, and that association was working state by state. She believed strongly that there needed to be a federal amendment. And so she created the Women's National Party. And in 1917, they started picketing the White House. They had banners, they stood at the gates silently, they didn't say anything. And they picketed because Woodrow Wilson, who was president at the time, did not believe in women's suffrage. When we entered World War I as a country, most people thought they should stop picketing the White House. You don't picket a president when we're in wartime. And Alice Paul said, oh no, this is perfect timing. We continue to picket, and she called him Kaiser Wilson. But the people were very upset because we were in a war. And so they started, again, violence broke out, and they would throw stones and insults and things at the women who were just silently standing there. Alice Paul believed in nonviolent communication and nonviolence. Stand there 6 days a week, no matter the weather, and just be silent with your signs. But because it was wartime and people were angry, a lot of violence started happening, and the women were arrested. They refused to pay the fine because that would have admitted guilt, and so they were imprisoned. They were imprisoned in terrible prison conditions. And Alice Paul was one of them who got imprisoned, and she refused to eat. She went on a hunger strike. And so they started force feeding her. They wanted to declare her insane. Word got out, the media got a hold of it, and the public demanded that the women be released. And so in 1919, President Wilson kind of changed his tune and supported suffrage, supported the 19th Amendment. It passed the House and the Senate, and then it went to the states, and in 2020, 3/4 of the states ratified it, and women got the vote. Alice Paul devoted the rest of her life to women's equality, wrote the first ERA, the Equal Rights Amendment, which to this day has not passed. She wrote it in 1923, 101 years ago. But what a remarkable woman, dedicating her whole life to making sure women have equal rights as men, not better, equal. That's what she did. How she used wisdom to believe her heart and acted on it. And then we have Aunt Clara Brown, born in 1800 into slavery. She was called the Angel of the Rockies, and Julie Dunbar sent me this little video, so we'll watch this video about Aunt Clara Brown.
Now, it's fairly easy to be a woman philanthropist, if your family has means, to take up your spare time. But a great example of working class nobility is Aunt Clara Brown.
One of the most generous souls of all. She was a former slave. I grew up in the South where she taught herself to read and taught herself to read the Bible. She was a very devout woman, and her owner gave her freedom. He was so impressed with her.
Of course, what are you going to do? You're nearly 60 years old, but then she hears about the gold rush going on in 1859. Well, she approaches a wagon train of teamsters, 25 braiders, and asked them if they would take her to the Colorado Gold Rush. They said, okay, if you wash our clothes and cook our meals for all 25 of us, you can come along with us to Colorado. And so she did for 25 men. But since she was African American, she had to walk the 600 miles.
She gets to Denver in around 1860, 61 when Central City is booming. And so she joins the hordes headed up to Central City. And there, Aunt Clara Brown makes her living the hardest possible way, washing the red flannel long underwear of these miners. As you know, men by themselves would never bother to wash their clothes. Should I describe the filth, the vermin, the body fluids, the smell, the state of these long johns?
She charged 50 cents for an article of clothing, but she knew what they were doing. They were always out there panting for gold. And so she would save all the water in the sand in her wash basin and had a little sluice box behind her laundry. And she'd run it through and extract gold.
She saves that money and helps build the St. James Methodist Church, a great landmark in Central City to this day. And to their credit, St. James puts on there a plaque saying Aunt Clara Brown helped to build this. She also saved enough money to build some real estate up in Central City, and then takes it upon herself to go back south to try to find her husband and her children.
Well, she only could find some extended family newly freed from slavery, but she'll bring 26 of them back to Colorado. And of course, this time, no one walked. Everyone had a wagon to ride in.
Spends her life in doing good work for the church and also the kindergartens, and dies and is honored, the first woman and the first black to be admitted to the Pioneer Society. And there's quite a big ceremony for her when she's buried at Riverside Cemetery as a big-hearted, generous giver.
Yeah. Yeah. When she was 80, she found her daughter living in Iowa, brought her daughter back to Colorado, and was able to spend the last 3 years of her life with her daughter. That's what she did, believing her heart, having the wisdom to believe her heart. These women changed history. These women were incredibly remarkable. I wish I would have had a Women's History Month. Growing up Catholic, growing up in a patriarchal family, I wasn't encouraged to explore options. I wasn't encouraged to go to college. I wasn't encouraged to have a mind of my own, really think for myself, because I would be a wife and a mom someday after all, and my husband would be in charge. That was how I was brought up. That didn't last very long, that marriage or those thoughts. And I'm not blaming my parents, not blaming mine. I'm grateful for where I've been and where I am now. Dr. Myra Polak Sadker says, Each time a girl opens a book and finds a womanless history, she learns she is worth less. I think it's vitally important that we teach our children, boys and girls, the worth of everyone, regardless of their gender or their race or their sexual orientation or anything that we usually use to divide us. We're all worthy, we're all valuable, and we all are equal and need to know that. Jennifer Farmer says, Women's History Month empowers young girls around the nation with courage, self-esteem, and willpower to walk in our ancestors' footsteps. Our history will also inspire current and future generations to emulate the women who laid the framework for us to succeed. Feminine within you, to have the wisdom to believe the heart, to take action on that, to make the world a better place. I invite you to use this month, Women's History Month, to learn all you can about the remarkable women who have inspired change their children as well. Namaste. Peace.
What would I do if I knew I wouldn't fail? How far would I go? Tell me, what would I achieve? Trusting the hero in me. Believers dare to tread, never lose faith, even when losing my way. Wanna know, what step would I take? What if we're all men? We could have anything. Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of a seed, are there miracles in you and me? And no, whoa, there are. If I were brave, I'd walk, never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take just to listen to the voice of fear? Would that voice of courage, would it whisper in my ear? I couldn't help it. What would I do if I were brave? Where their way, what step would I take? What step would we take? Wanna know if I were brave? Okay, I've been so nice, I haven't made you sing anything. Well, almost, right? This is easy. And I would love it if you would sing just this. What would I do today if I were brave? Ready? What would I do today if I were brave? What would we do today if we were brave? What would we do today if we were brave? If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge and dare to walk where dreamers tread. That's what I would do today if I were brave.
incomparable Karen
Thank you
Karsh,
so much.
calling us to do what we might do when we feel brave, right? I think you are a wonderful demonstration of that, Karen. I'm
Thank you so
so
much.
grateful that you're here with us.
Thank you, thank you.
So let's start with our purpose statement, saying together, we commit to increasing our spiritual awareness, diversifying our community, manifesting our highest potential, and positively impacting the world. And one of the ways that we do that is through our financial commitment to Columbine Unity, because we are self-sustaining. So this is the time in our service when we do invite you to share from your treasure, financial treasure. And as the bags pass through the sanctuary, you're always invited to place your hand over and just give a small blessing, whether you're placing something in at the moment or not. So let's say our offering blessing together, please. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. And as we make our offerings, we also want to say hello to our online viewers. Please turn and give a wave to everybody who's watching us out there now or later. We're so glad to be connected to you in this way. And we're also grateful for everybody in the sanctuary. And if you're new, we particularly welcome you. We do have fellowship afterwards, and we invite you to join us for that. So let's jump into community news. The 2024 Unity Basics course will start next Sunday. It's a 4-part series, and it teaches you about unity principles, the 5 principles of unity, how unity got started, how Columbine Unity got started, and New Thought in general. And then the final meeting is the spiritual gifts assessment, because one of our pillars of community is to serve in sacred service here. And so we have a way to help you kind of determine what might be the best way for you. And you can even get that information from me if you're not attending the Unity Basics course. If you are already a voting member and you just want to refresh for yourself, please let me know about that. So last week we gave you a brochure about Sue's sabbatical, and this week we have another one for you about the path to belonging and voting membership. So just by attending, you belong here and you are considered a member. There's also a voting membership available here, but I do just want to tell you, in addition to the benefits of just being part of this community, by the path to belonging, you also have other benefits as a voting member. You vote, that's pretty obvious. You vote at the annual meeting. You are able then to serve on the board of trustees if you feel called to do that. You'll receive a monthly prayer from your prayer chaplain sacred service. And so you have a voice as we discern our future moving forward in many different ways. You support Columbine. It is required that you do something in time, talent, or treasure to support our community. And a very prosaic next Sunday, and the first 3 meetings will be led by Reverend Sue. And the way to register for that is using the link in your Thursday email update. Okay, on to the next one. Tomorrow morning is the last time you can order tulips. So please, I'll have my laptop in Foss Hall if you want to come in there, and I can help you do in honor if you choose. And then we place them around the platform on our 2 Easter services, and then you take home after the service the ones that you have purchased. And you can plan life, because if you remember, our annual theme is close encounters, and this is Encounter New Life. And so we will have 2 services on Sunday, 9 a.m., on Easter Sunday, 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. So if you arrive at 10, prayer chaplains today. Lena and Judy, thank you so much. And the grief group is meeting downstairs today as well. So we're grateful for our prayer chaplains and the different and the ways that they serve, and you're welcome to meet with them in here after service.